Good morning, everyone. Life is full of struggles, isn't it? No one escapes them. But let me share something powerful. Struggles are not the end of the road. They're just the beginning of a transformational journey, a journey that can lead to your greatest success story. Today, I want to share how you can turn your struggles into stepping stones for growth, triumph, and inspiration. 1. Struggles are an inevitable part of life. We all face moments that challenge our confidence, push us to the edge, and leave us feeling vulnerable. In these moments, the temptation to hide, to retreat into ourselves, or to mask our pain can feel overwhelming. Society often teaches us that vulnerability is a sign of weakness, something to be avoided or overcome. But what if that belief is wrong? What if vulnerability, far from being a liability, is actually one of our greatest strengths? To turn struggles into success stories, the first and most important step is to embrace vulnerability. This means acknowledging the challenges we face without judgment, recognizing our emotions as valid, and understanding that feeling exposed or uncertain doesn't mean we're failing, it means we're human. Vulnerability is the raw, unpolished truth of our lives. It's what connects us to others and reminds us that we're not alone. More importantly, it's the starting point for genuine courage and transformation. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create space for honesty. We stop pretending everything is fine when it's not. Instead of spending energy on maintaining a facade, we can channel that energy into confronting the issue head-on. For instance, admitting, "I'm struggling right now," is not an admission of defeat, it's a declaration of self-awareness. This honesty with ourselves is the first step toward change. It's only when we truly see and acknowledge our struggles that we can begin to address them. Being vulnerable also fosters resilience. It's counterintuitive, but vulnerability and strength go hand in hand. When we face challenges, our instinct might be to avoid or suppress our feelings to appear strong. But real strength doesn't come from avoiding discomfort, it comes from walking through it. Vulnerability requires bravery. It takes courage to step into uncertainty, to admit you don't have all the answers, and to keep moving forward despite fear. Over time, this practice builds resilience, teaching us that we are capable of enduring hard things and coming out stronger on the other side. Embracing vulnerability also allows us to connect with others in profound ways. Struggles often isolate us, making us feel as though we're the only ones going through a particular hardship. But the truth is, everyone faces challenges. When we open up about our struggles, we invite others to do the same. This act of sharing creates spaces of empathy and understanding. It reminds us that we are not alone. And it often leads to support systems that help us navigate tough times. Vulnerability then becomes a bridge, a way to foster connection, belonging, and mutual growth. Finally, vulnerability is the birthplace of transformation. Every success story has moments of uncertainty and fear at its core. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we give ourselves permission to take risks, to fail, and to learn. Success isn't about avoiding mistakes, it's about showing up, even when we're unsure of the outcome. In this way, vulnerability isn't just a step in the process, it's the process itself. Embracing vulnerability isn't easy, but it's essential. It's about being honest with ourselves, finding strength in the face of uncertainty, and recognizing that our struggles don't define us, our response to them does. By leaning into vulnerability, we open the door to growth, resilience, and ultimately transformation. It's the foundation upon which success stories are built. Life is filled with challenges, moments that test our patience, resilience, and resolve. When struggles arise, it's natural to feel overwhelmed or even defeated. Often, our immediate reaction is to see these difficulties as obstacles standing in the way of our happiness or success. However, the key to turning struggles into success stories lies in reframing how we view them. Instead of perceiving them as insurmountable roadblocks, we must begin to see struggles as lessons, opportunities to learn, grow, and transform. This shift in perspective has the power to change not just how we experience hardship, but also how we emerge from it. Reframing struggles as lessons begins with the understanding that every challenge carries within it the seed of growth. Life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. This doesn't mean dismissing the pain or difficulty of a situation. It means recognizing that even in our hardest moments, there is something to be learned. The question isn't, why is this happening to me? But rather, what can I learn from this mindset shift opens the door to transformation. Take a moment to reflect on a past struggle you faced. At the time, it may have seemed like an impossible situation. something that brought only pain or frustration. But looking back, you may realize that it taught you something valuable. Perhaps it made you more patient, strengthened your character, or helped you develop a skill you now rely on. This is the essence of reframing. By viewing struggles as lessons, we can begin to extract meaning from them in real time rather than only in hindsight. Reframing also allows us to maintain a sense of control. When we see struggles as purely negative, we feel powerless, as though life is happening beyond our influence. However, when we approach challenges as opportunities for growth, we reclaim agency over our experiences. It's no longer about what the situation is doing to us, but about how we choose to respond. This perspective transforms our struggles into stepping stones, guiding us toward a better version of ourselves. One of the most powerful tools in reframing is curiosity. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself questions like, what am I learning about myself right now? Or how can I use this experience to prepare for future opportunities? These questions shift the focus from frustration or fear to growth and possibility. Curiosity helps us approach struggles with a sense of wonder rather than dread. It's also important to remember that reframing doesn't erase pain. Growth can be uncomfortable and even painful at times. But pain and progress often coexist. The most meaningful lessons in life rarely come easily. They emerge from the moments that push us beyond our comfort zones. Struggles demand that we dig deep, find strength we didn't know we had, and develop new perspectives or skills. In this way, they become the very foundation of our success stories. Reframing struggles as lessons is about perspective. It's about choosing to see challenges not as the end of the road, but as opportunities for transformation. By adopting this mindset, we can navigate life's difficulties with resilience and hope, knowing that each struggle brings us closer to the person we are meant to become. Struggles have a way of making us feel isolated, as though we are the only ones facing difficulties. This sense of loneliness can magnify the weight of our challenges, leaving us feeling overwhelmed and unsupported. However, one of the most powerful ways to turn struggles into success stories is to cultivate connection and surround ourselves with a supportive community. Success is rarely a solo endeavor. It thrives in environments where people lift each other up, share wisdom, and create space for mutual growth. When we face struggles, our instinct is often to withdraw. We might fear judgment, rejection, or the vulnerability that comes with admitting we need help. Yet, reaching out and sharing our challenges is one of the most courageous acts we can perform. It takes bravery to say, I'm not okay, and I need support, but in doing so, we create opportunities to connect with others who can help us navigate our struggles. Humans are inherently social beings, and connection is not just a luxury, it's a necessity for growth and healing. Sharing our struggles doesn't mean airing every detail of our lives to everyone we meet. It's about finding trusted individuals or communities where we feel safe to be authentic. These might be close friends, family members, mentors, or support groups. The act of opening up fosters a sense of belonging, reminding us that we are not alone. Often we discover that others have faced similar challenges and can offer insights or encouragement that we wouldn't have found on our own. Connection also provides perspective. When we're in the middle of a struggle, it's easy to get trapped in a loop of negative thinking, focusing solely on what's going wrong. But talking to someone who has an outside perspective can help us see the bigger picture. They might point out strengths we've overlooked, remind us of past challenges we've overcome, or help us reframe our current situation in a more positive light. This kind of support can be a game changer, offering clarity and hope during difficult times. Another powerful aspect of connection is the role it plays in building resilience. When we know we have people who care about us and believe in us, it strengthens our ability to face challenges. Supportive relationships act as a safety net, giving us the confidence to take risks and try again after setbacks. They remind us that our worth is not defined by our struggles or failures, but by who we are as individuals. Furthermore, connection is not a one-way street. As much as we benefit from the support of others, we also have the opportunity to give back. When we share our stories, we inspire others who may be going through similar struggles. Our vulnerability becomes a source of strength for someone else, creating a ripple effect of courage and compassion. By lifting others up, we reinforce the bonds of connection and create a community rooted in mutual growth and understanding. Struggles may feel isolating, but they are a universal part of the human experience. Cultivating connection and building a support network transforms these challenges into opportunities for growth, resilience, and shared success. It's through our relationships that we find the strength to overcome hardships and the inspiration to turn our stories into sources of hope for ourselves and others. To turn struggles into success stories, one of the most transformative steps is learning how to respond to challenges rather than being defined by them. Struggles may shape the path we walk, but they do not determine the final destination. Our power lies in our ability to choose how we respond, how we rise, and how we move forward. Success is not about avoiding difficulties, it's about transforming them into opportunities for growth, resilience, and achievement. Responding to struggles begins with acceptance. This doesn't mean resignation or giving up, rather. It's about acknowledging the reality of a situation without letting it consume us. Often, the energy we spend resisting our struggles, wishing they didn't exist, or denying their impact only deepens their hold on us. Acceptance allows us to see things clearly, freeing up our mental and emotional energy to focus on what can be changed or improved. It shifts the narrative from why me to what now. A critical part of this response is recognizing the agency we have, even in difficult circumstances. While we may not control everything that happens to us, we always control how we react. This understanding is empowering. It turns us from passive participants in our own lives into active decision makers. Challenges no longer feel like insurmountable barriers, but like puzzles to solve or lessons to learn. By focusing on what we can control, our attitude, our actions, and our mindset, we reclaim our power. Another essential element of responding effectively to struggles is cultivating resilience. Resilience is not an inherent trait, it's a skill that can be developed through practice and perseverance. It involves learning how to adapt to setbacks, maintain focus in the face of adversity, and keep going even when the path ahead is uncertain. Building resilience requires a combination of self-compassion, determination, and a willingness to learn from failure. Each time we face a challenge and rise again, we strengthen our capacity to handle future difficulties. A growth mindset plays a crucial role in transforming struggles into success stories. This mindset views challenges as opportunities to develop rather than as threats to avoid. It encourages us to see failures as stepping stones to improvement rather than as endpoints. When we approach struggles with curiosity and openness, asking questions like, what can I take from this experience, or how can this help me grow, we shift our focus from what we've lost to what we stand to gain. This perspective turns even the most difficult moments into valuable learning experiences.